Hello, good morning, and happy Monday. It feels good to be back on the project, and I think I have a little bit more general idea of how I want the design to be, so I feel I can stop procrastinating, procrastinating a little bit on some of the more, in my opinion, fun sort of like DevOpsy side stuff, and maybe start like actually construction. Although I did realize as I was looking through the repo that there is something we need to do. We need to actually get this set up to work in the new mono repo that we're setting up for the Brooks Builds organization. Something that we haven't really done before is, I've never really like worked with a mono repo before, so like good or bad, I have no idea. I want to actually experience it myself, so I could then give recommendations for or against. And I figured best way to do that is with my own stuff, and that way it should be a little bit easier to break out if we really need to later, because it's just my stuff, not an entire team's stuff. So that being said, let's take a look here. I've actually created a project here in GitHub projects. This is the new board view, so I actually can get this sort of table view, or I can create sort of Kanban views. So if I look into like just I don't know, maybe I would call like inbox for ideas. I want to get the app working on in the mono repo, and by app to get the Brooks builds. That's behind me. Web app working in the mono repo. So that's kind of what I want to do right now. I believe in here we can have checkboxes. Is that correct? I mean, I can have markdown. Let's see. Oh, okay. So it allows me to add in this way. Command Shift I for me. Well, that's cool. All right. So what do I need to get this going? So right now I have my VS Code open. We have the infrastructure. That's where we were working before. I have the platform sort of like directory in here, and then inside of that I have the web app itself. And I think that's gonna be fine, but I don't know. I might want to like move that around too. But right now we have web app inside of here. This is where the u.rs app is. So I want to have a Docker Compose outside of here that's going to spin up all the things locally that we want. Like that is the Brooks builds sort of everything. So we can have it all here. And so my idea is, let's put in a Docker Compose file here. So I kind of want to move that. Okay, so that's what this is. We are going to set up Docker Compose to launch web app in root of monorepo. Okay, so if I update you, that's a comment. Oh, but I can check mark it. And if I go back like that, oh, it's still checked. Okay, nice. Very nice. I'm sure I can do things like create these as issues too and associate them. I might also want to put the Sundays sort of like plans in here too. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to experiment with the GitHub projects too. I haven't really played around with it very much. Okay, so we have this Docker Compose file here. This is starting up sec, but it's not actually starting up our code. So let's move you out here. In web app, I may need a Docker file to sort of like build on top of that. And for you, we don't actually do need a logger, a logging system, but that is just sec, and that's going to be its own thing. Okay. All right, so we have logging. That sort of like sets up this thing. I think that's like keyboard cat. I can't remember anymore. We're going to find out. Volumes. Okay, and then we're going to have web app. So image that we're going to have to build for this one. So inside of here, I don't have a Docker file out here. I think I want to create one in here. Okay, so from probably Rust. We'll go with latest. That should be fine. I'm gonna move you into the editor area too. I don't know why. I just like it in the editor area. I feel it's like a little bit more cleaner, and I can have this over on the right if I really want to later. Okay, so from Rust latest, I want to. If I want to figure out this, we're gonna create a. Actually, do this right now. I'm gonna create a Docker container. I'm gonna go into web app here, and we're going to play around with this. So I want to be able to launch this and build it and do all the things inside of Docker, which means we need everything to get trunk working and installed. So let's do Docker run. We can have this remove, connect to our terminal. Port, let's do, let's see, what ports do we want? I have something else running elsewhere, right? 8085 for sec. And that's it right now, I believe. So, how about 8080? And you go to 8080 on the inside. Volumes, I want our current working directory and mount that to /code. And then run rust latest and override the command with bin bash. All right, apparently I already had rust in here, so we're good to go. Then what do I need to do to get this working? First of all, we're going to cd into /code. All right, sorry about that. Had a sneeze. Okay, so from Rust. Okay, so Rust latest. I want to give it some ports. Oh, expose 8080. Volume. Slash code. All right, so that's it right now. Okay, continuing on. So if I want to, trunk is not installed, right? No. Okay, so the first thing is, I probably want to make sure we have the latest Rust, right? I mean, I guess we should with latest. So I'll go with that. Let's install you. Okay, so that added wasm unknown for a target. Then we're going to install trunk. I forgot how long this could take. Yeah, trunk is a big one. So after trunk is installed, then okay, supposedly we have everything we need, and then it just works. So coming back here to Docker Compose, if we have our web app, then I think it's build and then the path. So we're out here. I want to go into platform and then web app. So platform, web app. I don't need to override the command. Give it a unique container name. I think that's going to be fine. This, sure, depends on logging. Oh, yeah, logging. An environment file might be interesting. We might need to set up an env file for this. I think I have one. So that would be in platform web app.env is the name of that file. Environment. Okay, so expose. All right, so expose port 8080. You've now. Okay, it's no longer helping me. Well, that's too bad. What happened? Okay, so we have these. So now it knows about these again. So it didn't like my expose. Okay, health check. Health check would be. Oh, wrong intended level. That's why. Pudota, hello. Good morning. Okay, so was I in the wrong level? That would explain it. There we go. You're right. Okay. So we had expose, health check. The test. So this might be like a curl command to just like localhost 8080. I think that's what we would need here. So, I forget exactly how it's going to be something like curl dash something. I forget what it is. So I'm going to do this manually first. But interval every 1 minute 30 seconds, that's fine. Timeout 30 seconds, retry is 5, start period. It would actually be really nice to also put this into the logging here. So we'll have to have our health check. Image we're using build. Labels, networks, default network is gonna be fine. I want it all on the same network here. Ports. Okay, so ports, let's go 8080 to 8080. Actually, I don't need, okay, so now I remember. Expose is for exposing ports to other containers on the same network. I don't need to do that here. Potentially logging needs to do that. That needs to expose 5341, and that's it. And we also need to expose this, do that health check. Profiles. I don't necessarily need a profiles for this yet, although eventually we might want to do something like that. And then volumes. Okay, so we're going to expose this entire volume here so that we can build it. So it's going to be a local volume. It's going to be what is that? That's platform. Oh, I should do /platform web app, and then that entire thing, and then go to /code. And then the normal command of what we set up here to build it and like actually just execute and run, I think should be just fine. Because I think we'll just have like a trunk serve as the command. Okay, so you're running now. So if I do a trunk, because I can see all my code here, if I do a trunk serve, that seems to be running here. So, okay, we have a command, trunk serve. This will build it and then hopefully stay watching the code and then rebuild it every time that there's a change, which should be exactly what we want here. Let's also open up Firefox Dev Edition. Sure. I think that might also break Auth0. I've been hearing that the new Firefox Total Cookie Protection breaks Auth0. I don't know if it's gonna break the ones we use, like the way that we do it. Although we haven't set that up yet. We can think about all of our future sort of projects and tickets we're gonna work on while we're waiting for this to build. Oh, nope, that's... Yeah, that's what I want. So we can see what's going on here. Okay, so in let's see, as a platform visitor, I want to see the ooh, okay, so it's okay, environment variable not defined. Okay, so it got to that point, and I have the environment stuff set up previously, so that should be fine. Okay. So I think this will work. Besides that, I have in here an env file, which is going to this .env, which is sitting right here. This is hidden. I don't have it visible in my editor because I don't want to actually accidentally expose that. Although I don't think I have anything in there right now. Don't want to take the chance. So if I make that available, then I think this will work. So let's give this a shot. So I'm going to exit out of here. And we're going to do a Docker compose up. Defines an invalid health check. Oh yeah, well that will be invalid. I comment you out temporarily, and then we'll figure out what you're supposed to be once you're running. Not a user of Docker Compose v2 is this Docker? Okay, so I've been really confused about how this is working because I've been updating Docker. Shouldn't it have updated me to Docker Compose v2? And like, I thought Docker Compose v2 is like the old version. It was very confusing to me when I was like reading through it. Is like the v2 the one that doesn't use the version? Is that the new thing? Docker Compose v2 is nowadays natively in Docker. Separate script is old one? We always had to have a Docker Compose script for that. Oh, Docker Compose. Oh, really? Docker Compose? Everything else is the same. Okay, let's try it. I did not know that. It would have been nice if they had sort of like mentioned that somewhere. I was always wondering why the documentation wouldn't allow me to use the latest version of the Docker Compose file. So this might explain that. All right, well, this is going to take a little bit of time to build it the first time around. So we'll let that happen. In the meantime, we can head back to you. So as a platform visitor, I want to see the logo of the platform. Oh, you bet they heard a lot of complaints about this being a separate package. They put it inside. I mean, that makes a lot of sense for them to do that. I just kind of wish that they had a way to like let us know that was. They probably did in like the release notes, but I was only like half paying attention to them. I kind of wish that they updated the previous command to say, hey, by the way, this command is now in Docker itself. You don't have to run this anymore. That would have been nice. Okay, so I want to see like the logo of the platform. That'll be on like the top left. Okay, this shows up in no status, so I kind of feel that that's the same thing as inbox then here. So I kind of want to change you. Once we have no status, we want to put them in a priority. So like the this is gonna be like our backlog. After a backlog, we want to refine. We want to like put them in the specific order, and then we refine them. And by refine, I mean things like adding in, like figuring out what it really means, what the definition of done is for these. Then we work on it. Then we have it deployed, and I guess like we'll have it done for right now, but there might be another one. Based on docs, V2 is improved in native and Docker, also rewritten in Go. Oh, nice. Okay, that could be good. So I wouldn't be surprised then if now we could switch over and use the version that doesn't require version. So something we noticed a while ago. If we look at Docker Compose reference, the old one was Python. Okay, I vaguely remember hearing that. So in here, in our let's see, where is it? Compose file. Yeah, okay. This one now it says that you don't need the version anymore. Right? Wait, did they change this again? Docker file reference. Oh, look at that. No, that's Docker build. Never mind, that's not Docker Compose yet. This is Docker file. I want Docker okay, Compose file reference. An example file. Okay, interesting. The default file is now compose.yaml, but it should also support Docker Compose for legacy compatibility. And if both exist, it will prefer the new one. Okay, good to know. The top level version is no longer required. And so this was what I was trying to do. I was trying to do this. Not have the top level version because it's not required anymore. And it just wasn't working when I was using Docker-Compose. But I bet this is how to get it to not worry about that, is to use Docker space compose. Okay. There we go. So thank you, Pudata. That's this is super helpful in now using the latest Docker. They actually probably have that health check that we can look into. Also, something that's going to be fun is that the plugins for everything that's sort of like checking my my Docker Compose file for like, you know, a good, like, you know, good code. It's linting that essentially. is not working with the newest one. It's going to say things like, hey, you're missing version, for example. Health check declares a check. Okay, so command curl -F, that's what it is. Localhost, and then I need to tell it what port to, which I don't remember if it's a -P or if I can just do the :port. Once we have it up and running, I can do an actual test with a terminal. I think that'll be fine. Okay, so you failed. The SEC end user license. Okay, so we're missing this and environment. Environment has this. Okay, hold on. Error getting canonical path to source HTML file, indexed HTML. So I have that right here. So I wanted volumes to go into. Oh, I'm in the wrong location. Okay, I need to be in here, I think. Error getting canonical path to source HTML file, index.html. Okay, so Docker file. Oh, I need to make sure I'm in the correct directory. So we need to be in workdir /code. That would help. We need you to rebuild it. Context depends on location of Docker Compose YAML, not from which folder you run it. Okay, I was wondering about that. Okay, so that's... I still can't find the index.html file, though. So, be in a work directory code. This is... So go into here, go into platform, then go into web app, and that's it. Like, do all of that stuff, and here's the index.html. And so I'm having us go into code, like here. Okay, so that should work, right? All right, let's see, Docker images. Okay, this just got built a minute ago. So I should be able to spin up a container from this. So Docker run t, let's do volumes, and I want to just copy and paste that in to make sure it's exactly what I expect it to be. And then I want to do yours, and let's override with bin bash. Oh, it can't do local here. So local here, it has to do from where I am. So that's going to be pwd. Okay, so here's this index.html. So if I do trunk serve here, environment variable sec key not defined. Okay. I need to use my other terminal. cd into what is it? It's gonna be platform web app. I do have sec key. I wonder if it's because I have an export on it. Okay, let's try removing that. Oh, there's like an environment variable that I can do here. Like M file or something like that. --env-file. Okay, so we are in Brooks Builds here, so this is going to be an platform web app.env. Error from HTML pipeline. Oh, unsupported architecture. Oh, is it because it's because it's an M1 Mac and the architecture is just sort of weird for that? So it doesn't. Okay, so I wonder if I actually could do something to make this work, or if it's just going to be one of those like, it only works on Linux machines, and not on an actual Mac, which is unfortunate. I think we were able to get sec working in Docker, no problem whatsoever. So it's just Trunk trying to build for this. So specifically, it looks like Wasm Bindgen? Although this is now running. Okay. Did I didn't set ports up. Possibly. Let me grab that link. Unable to execute trunk serve. I was getting into okay, that looks exactly the same so far. Fixed it by installing Wasm Bindgen CLI. Okay. So we need to install Wasm Bindgen CLI. I need to update my course for that then. I wonder if it's because I had the old version when I was doing the course previously. Okay. Trunk. No, this is going to be a... Yeah. Just need to run this. All right, back to you. I think we can install both these here together at the same time, right? Do I need locked? What does locked do? That's a lot of downloading. Yeah. Welcome to Rust Dev. Like Rust Dev, Node.js Dev, like they're both in the same sort of boat these days, which is a lot of external things. Okay, so I've got that running. Don't even mention npm. I know. People in the Rust community don't want to admit it, but there's things that are a lot similar than they want to be. Okay, so let's go to localhost 8080. Connection was reset. I thought that I was listening on that. Yeah, port 8080. Did I do something silly? Let me look at the dashboard. Okay, inspect. Yeah, port 8080. Oh, is it because it's 127.0.0.1 and that's why I can't get access to it? Oh, that might be it. So there's this fun thing in Unix where I'm gonna have to tell trunk to listen not at 127.0.0.1, but at 0.0.0.0, and that will work up better. Also, before I forget, I want to add this item, which is going to be, let's see, addendum to introduction to you course. Wait, no, it's add. It's add installing Wasm FineGen CLI to get trunk working for Vue.rs course. If you download packages from NuGet, it downloads around 1 gigabyte, but it's in a global folder. Yeah, so there's a new PNPN for Node that does the same thing, and people are really liking that and starting to switch over for it. It would be interesting if Rust did that eventually. It would certainly save a lot of space on our disk drives. Okay, so I need to go take a look at how to get trunk to listen on a different address. Am I just missing it here? Oh, an example. Okay, so they have the full example in the repo. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we need a serve section. So this is going to be inside of web app in our cargo.toml. I need a serve section with an address. And you are going to be 0.0.0.0. That is probably not actually doing it. I need to restart you again. That also didn't do it. Okay, so I see this serve address 0000. Okay, I want maybe like an extra space on it. Oh, this needs to be in a trunk.toml. That's why. It's not here. It's a trunk.toml. I don't think I have one in here. Is it capital? Yeah. There we go. Okay, so now that's listening to HTTP 0000 port 8080. So now if I come back to here and hit refresh, there we go. We now get our hello world. Okay, so we've got this working inside of Docker now. Final thing would be that health check. So I want to do a curl command. So let's actually open up another terminal here. We're going to do a curl. What was that? -F. Fail silently on HTTP errors. Okay, so I like that. So we're going to do curl. I don't need to do a post. A get is fine. -F is great. I think that's going to be it. So then I want to go to safely expose the internet. Yeah. All right. So I want to go to HTTP localhost. I don't see a port there, so I think I can just do the colon style 8080. Yeah, here we go. Here's our Brooks builds. So here's the entire website. This is the command. All right, so back to you for our health check. Executable is going to be can I just do something like this? Test with curl. Does this work? Do I have to also have it in that sort of format? I wonder if this will work. Some other retries, start period. Also with you. For your test, I want this to be a curl -F. Localhost 8085. This checking from outside, right? Not inside? Okay, so if I do that, we're going to come back to here. We're good to go. And let's now do a Docker compose up. So Docker compose up. Let's see. Oh, I need to rebuild. Rebuild. Because we did change. We added into this Docker file that we need to install Wasm bindgen CLI. So the idea here, let's go ahead and reset all of this stuff. So running locally, Obviously, after we download everything, we're gonna do a run a Docker compose up. From the root of this repo, and actually it probably shouldn't matter if it's from the root of the repo or not, right? Run Docker compose up. To start all of the builds, services, and the platform web app. All right, so this will allow me to code over here, and then we'll just have things in Docker, which will be really nice. Of course, that install always takes so long. Luckily, it does mean that the first time you do it, it sucks. Then once you have it there, as long as you're not having to rebuild the images from scratch, and you can use the caches, then things are much nicer. And we're almost there. It's compiling trunk now, but is it doing it in parallel, or is it going to do them one at a time? If it does it one at a time, then we're halfway through. All right, let's continue playing around with this entire thing. So I'm thinking about trying to configure this project with our columns in the same way that using something called a what is it called? It's the flow. It's the flow visualization for the for like the business, as it were. It's not really a business, but that's the general idea. So we have this like inbox. So like just ideas come in. They come in from different locations. So I might want to like also put tags on them from like where they come from. So where do ideas come from? Well, they might come from me as like their business ideas. They might come from you all as suggestions. So in that case, it could be just in a chat, in a tweet, in a comment on a video. It could be me recognizing something. So that would be me thinking of ideas, me realizing and discovering that there's something wrong. So I guess that would also be a like a bug report, or like some kind of error message in logs, I guess. Right. Unsupported architecture. Okay, so I guess I need to run this twice, don't I? I don't think it like that. All right, fine. I was trying to be faster, and it didn't like it. Oh, trunk was the first one. All right, so more fun. I was thinking there was going to be something like apt, where you can just put a list of all the things you want to install next to each other, and that would just work. But no, of course not. Okay, so this is where like the fun of where things come in, and then I need to order them of like, hey, what's the priority list? So it's never that easy. I mean, like in apt, it is that easy. in npm, it is that easy. Workday is almost over. Oh, nice. Hopefully you're gonna get some time to yourself. So we want to prioritize the tickets. So prioritized, call this the prioritized backlog. And then from there, we're going to refine them. And by what I mean by refine is something like this. We're going to add in checkboxes. So like, hey, what needs to be done? What is the definition of done for these? Can I actually give a default? So readme for the project. So single iteration, date, number. Okay, so none of those help out here. I can do, okay, so I can do text for maybe like checkbox, like what needs to be done, like checklist. So that'd be text. Wait, no. Don't add a new one. Wait, remove. Goodbye. Go. Away. Okay, so if I go back to this. Checklist. So can I do something like. No, okay. Well, that's completely worthless if it's just one line for that. So I would love to have like the checklist inside of here, but I don't think I can. So back to settings, you go away. Okay, so we'll have you, and we can edit and add all this stuff in. Okay, great. Okay, you're still yelling at me. Unsupported architecture still? So I did the cargo install wasn't bind gen. Hold on, let's try this again. Let's see. Oh, I lost. Oh, that was just the curl stuff. I guess I lost all the previous ones. That kind of sucks. Why are you unhappy? Oh, I don't need to rebuild you, but whatever. Error from HTML pipeline caused by error from asset pipeline, failed downloading release archive, unsupported architecture. But it detected all the other stuff. So it can see the code here. So it should be able to see this index.html because it can see the trunk.toml. And that's going to be at the same level as that. So if I... Okay, so you're still running here. Okay, I've got... oh, you're unable to connect to that. So that's another thing altogether. Sec must be accepted in order to use this Docker image. Set the accept EULA -y. Environment is set that way. Accept EULA. Equals Y. Okay, that should be set here too. Is it not paying attention to this environment? Okay, so we have the env file, so that's why it's seen that. I wonder if I'm gonna have to have an env file also for this environment. It's not like it's env, right? Oh, wait, do I need to go a complete down? I think it might need to be complete down. And then up to get it to detect changes to the file, isn't it? So I need to go down and then up again. No, okay, so it still doesn't see the accept EULA environment variable here, which is strange. However, that did fix our trunk app. So trunk is working correctly. Sec now is not. So we should be seeing 8085 inside of here. You're not connecting because this is not working. So I think we can just remove the version from there completely. And then Docker compose. So this is what I've been trying to do. And they have both styles. And they can both work. So we have environment. Let's try array syntax. Just in case. With the array syntax, I do not need quotes. There we go. Okay. That's strange that it didn't like that. So I guess it didn't see that environment if I'm not using the array syntax. That's so strange. So coming back to here, now we can see sec. I think it's admin and keyboard cat. Yes. Okay. So I can see Here we go with our error. Just sort of like general things. Hedjane, hello, welcome, Raiders. Hello, King. How are you doing today? Hedjine, thank you so much for the raid. What were you working on today? How was your stream? You love Rust. Were you working on Rust? Rust is a lot of fun. We love it here too. Samuel Zambi, hello. Or Zambol. Hello. You were making something in Bevy. Oh, so game dev type stuff. I haven't looked at Bevy in a long time. So next time I take a look at it, I think it's gonna be a special time. Previously I used GGEZ for any sort of like game dev visualization type stuff. All right, so today we are sort of playing around with and beginning a big project with a web development. And so we're using Rust, and we're also using U.rs. So this web app here is created with WebAssembly and U. And if I come over to the code, what that looks like is this. It's sort of like React. We have a function here. Here's our app. We have HTML inside of Rust. I also have the ability of doing what is it called? CSS in Rust too, which is very interesting. And that's it. So we only have a hello world right now. Got to get going. Got to start your day. We'll have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much again for the raid, and I'll see you around. OnlyFans, I'm sorry. I'm not with the times. I don't have one. It just seems like so much work. All right, so. Or are you asking if that's what we're building? No, I'm not building OnlyFans. Clone OnlyFans. No, maybe like, I don't know. I want to build one for the tutorials that we're making. But all right, so we just got everything working in Docker here. So if we take a look at our list, set up Docker Compose to launch the app. So we've got that done. So we're good. You want to make only pets? Oh, that could be cool. Sort of like a it could then be sort of like a Twitter type thing for pets and like pictures and photos of pets. That could be a lot of fun. Somebody bought the domain and did nothing. They're probably waiting for somebody to try to make it and then like buy it from them. Or it's someone exactly like us who are like, you know what, this would be so cool to make it, and then real life gets in the way, and so they don't have the possibility. That's actually the more likely possibility, is that it's just like, life. It got in the way. All right, let's go ahead and git commit, and I don't have any warnings or errors. So we'll leave these up here. Okay, so we are, or they want you to buy it from them. Yeah, that's also a possibility. Also, hello, Chantilly. Okay, so let's do, what are we doing? We just, got app working in Docker Compose, as opposed to Docker -compose. All right, so next up, you want to pay $5K for a domain? No freaking way. I mean, this is where you go find some VCs on Twitter and tweet at them and just say like, hey, look, I'm a web developer. I want to do this. I'm sure that I'm going to make a lot of money. Can you just throw $5K my way for purchasing this domain? It's essential to the business. and then just see if they're willing to throw you 5K. All right, so next up here, as a platform visitor, I want to see the logo of the platform. So this would be like the smallest first sort of like step for this. Is that true? Or would it be like, yeah, no, it probably would be true for this. So what would this mean? I want to have a nav bar at the top of the screen. So create nav bar at the top of the screen. I then want there to be like a logo in the left-hand side of that nav bar. So add logo to the left side of nav bar. The image that I'm going to use is the same one that I use for a lot of my social media, which is that sort of like drawn out image of me. I haven't had a new one created for me yet. I haven't found any like logo designers that I that I can like trust to build something for me. So if any of you know any, send them my way. I'll be happy to take a look at their stuff and potentially hire them. Okay, so add a logo to the left side of the nav bar, and then I want I guess like this would be it for that. Like I just want to be able to see the logo of the platform. Other things in here is, as a platform visitor, I want to go to the home page when I click the logo. Okay, so we're gonna start coding. So I want a top nav bar up here. So just something to sort of exist. Also, if I turn this off, it's white. Okay, so I have Dark Reader on, but we're gonna have to play around with this. I probably want to add in, as a platform visitor, I want to set up, I want to not set up. I want to toggle. I want to have switch to dark mode. Switch to dark mode. How did the Plumi project go? I got like most way through it. I figured out even some better ways of doing it, and it's sort of like stuck in that constant like rebuild cycle. And so I also realized that I was just doing that over and over again to as a way not to work on this, essentially, because I didn't know what the design was going to be for this app, and so therefore I was just kind of finding other things to do that were fun that were not this project. But we want to get this project done, and also like I have ways of deploying without that Pulumi stuff. So I might get back to that later. I might work on those off stream. I don't know. We'll decide later. Okay, so for our I want like this top sort of nav bar area here. Did I add that in? Yeah, create a nav bar at the top of the screen. So that means inside a source, we have this app, we have this lib. Let's create a new folder. We'll have this be components. Inside of there, we'll have a mod. And we will also have another folder. The nav bar is probably going to be made up of multiple things. I've always actually been curious of how how these can be like organized. I go back and forth between whether or not I like the atomic design of organizing, or if I want to use something like, I do a lot of Vue at work. So if we look at Vuetify's organization, here, I don't see that they have like a dark mode necessarily. Oh, they do have a dark mode. Okay, so I can then... There we go. So we have like styles, UI components. You have like bottom navigation and top navigation? How can you have a bottom navigation but not a top navigation? Okay, so anyways, my idea of the bar is sort of similar to this. We have this bar on the top that sits here, and then we're going to want that logo here in the top left. I don't know what folders to put in here, so we're just going to start with a new file, and we're going to have this as like the top. Is this top menu? I guess it would. I might have like a navigation on the left too. So let's do like top menu. All right, so then I need to, in lib here, we're going to mod components. In components, we're going to mod top menu. I'm a little bit concerned I'm not getting type support for this. Rust Analyzer is installed. I think, though, I need to set up a workspace for it, which is too bad. I was really hoping that it would just sort of work and detect that I was in a project here, but I think I'm going to have to create a cargo.toml here and then set up a workspace, which I always forget how to do. Okay, so it's just workspace with members. So members in this case is going to be platform. Can I say like platform web app? That would be nice if I could tell it a subfolder to go into. Or am I gonna need like another like workspace inside of here? I think that we're gonna have to get rid of platform, the folder, or like move the web app up into here, which I think is all this stuff is Pulumi code that I'm actually gonna be moving out to like infrastructure area essentially. So that kind of makes sense. You found glue, sort of. Let's try this. So we're gonna use prelude star. I don't know if we're gonna use a style component for this right now, so we'll start with a function component. I mean, so far this is working just fine. This is gonna be a top menu. Okay, so we're going to turn HTML. We're going to use this HTML macro, which is just like JSX. And I guess like for right now, we'll just put a, I'll just put, we could use a section for it maybe. And I'll just display top menu here. And in the main library, no, in app, I want to use this. So use, so I guess I have to do super, and then I can go to components, top menu, and I want to use that here. So save you. What are you upset about? Oh, top menu is private. Yes. Okay, so you are public. All right, and then back to here. That didn't restart. You failed. Components mod line 1. I made you public. Let's see. So the live, okay, you find the components here. App. You're using super components, top menu. You're public here. You're public here. Do you need to be public here? Do I need to resave you to like make it retry? Yes, I did. I just needed to resave something. Okay, so here we go. And there is our top menu. So that now gives us that. So I think unfortunately that's where I'm gonna have to leave it off for the day, because I'm also gonna have to head off to work and do my day job. I do these streams every single weekday morning though, so I should be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, and we get about an hour to work on these type of stuff before I head off and do the day thing. So I don't have anybody new on my list to raid, so I think we're gonna leave it at that. Hopefully you can all find the next people you want to watch. With that, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. As I mentioned, I'll be back tomorrow and we'll be working on more Rust stuff. We'll be getting this top menu sort of like set up the way we want to, and have it actually looking, so web dev stuff. So with that, have a great day, see you next time, and bye.